Hey, gorgeous. Hello, handsome. It's your girl, Melissa Jackson, with the All in Motion podcast team. And this is the Healing Energy segment, here to bring you the tips and techniques to live an intentional and phenomenal lifestyle. Today, we have a returning guest whose first episode, number 65, titled Winning, was one of our most powerful and highly rated episodes. And today, he is writing his 9th book, and he's back with another very special show for you titled The Path to Winning, featuring Christopher Huffman on episode number 74. Let's take a listen. Hello. Hey, and welcome. It's your girl, Melissa Jackson. I am here once again with the most amazing person who I have met. His name is Chris Huffman, and we welcome him back to All in Motion to speak with us again. Hey, Chris.
Greetings, winning. How you doing, Melissa?
Winning. I love it. Always winning. Every time I talk to Chris, he never fails. Winning, and it's lightens my whole mood.
As it should.
I love it. As we were talking offline, we always get talking and have such amazing conversations just about how do you maintain this personality of always winning?
That's a good question. I get that often a lot. And I get my personality of winning through a lot of suffering. Most of the people who are joyful and happy, they've been through a lot of stuff. They've outsuffered most people. And there comes a time where you say, you know what, I'm done suffering and I'm going to usurp my divinity and I'm only going to start winning. So winning has nothing to do with my windfalls. It has nothing to do with how much money I make. It's a mindset. It's telling the universe and my higher self and my earthly self that I have abundance at all times. No matter if it's a favorable or unfavorable situation, I'm learning, and that's winning. When I wake up, I'm winning. When I'm talking to someone, I'm winning. I believe that you're either emitting particles of light or you're emitting particles of darkness. And when you're thinking low of yourself, you're in a bad mood, pessimistic thinking, you're sending a beacon out to the universe, and then you're essentially saying that I want more negativity in my life. So as a young man, I realized after all the suffering I went through, I realized I could outsuffer most people. So now what I've learned to do as a seasoned man is that I like to archive and then categorize my unfavorable situations. Because if you don't do that, you're going to wear your pain on a backpack. It's going to be a backpack of pain on your back that your entire reality is going to be filtered through. So
Absolutely.
one of the techniques that I do, I like to go back and reconstruct the tapestry of my history. And in my book, World Consciousness, I give tips on how to do this. But simple and sweet, how you do it is, let's say something really painful happened to you when you were 15 years old and you just can't get over it. What you need to do is go back to that moment right before it happened and recreate an alternative situation where it benefited you, a more pleasing, more pleasurable outcome, and hold that, enjoy that. Remember how that feels. And that's going to overlap the bad situation that occurred and it's going to recreate a new situation and it's going to allow your future to be based off of that situation and not anchored to the unfavorable situation that previously occurred. The human mind can't understand the divine. It can't understand what's in the past or your memory or your current thoughts. So all you're doing is just going back and rewriting your own history. That's it. It's as simple as that. I suggest everyone give it a shot. When they do it, smile and give thanks that they did it. Eventually, if they do it enough, they'll eventually dissolve the low vibratory thing that happened in the past, and you're going to hold on to that positive situation that you just recreated.
Wow. I love that. Because I was just telling you, I find myself bringing up things that have happened to me in the past and dealing with that emotion because I didn't deal with that emotion in the past. So I'm allowing the emotion to happen and releasing that emotion, but I'm not giving myself a new story to go with that experience. So that belief is still there that, that's what I deserve, or that belief that will tell my mind to recreate that situation. And knowing that keeps me from doing some things or trying them again, because it's like, I already know the pain of that. So I learned my lesson. I'm not going to do that again. Instead of saying, okay, I experienced it that way. How can I rewrite that so that it worked for me? And now when I go to try that again or work again at that experience, I have a pleasant memory. And that's what I hear you saying. And I love that. I would love to go and try that.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure you will, because everyone I've told to do it, they've done it and they've sent me back praise.
Yeah, that's a
When I was
beautiful
in
thing.
college down in Georgia in the 90s, I was going to school for programming. And when I was programming in COBOL, I realized that if I missed a period early on in my code, later on when I compiled my program and when I ran it, I had a different outcome. So when I went back in
Mm.
my program, way back in the beginning of my program, that's like your life, added the period, it changed the outcome of when I compiled my program. So I attribute my programming experience to how I do my life because your environmental programming dictates how far you're going to go in life. And until you have another algorithm or attribute placed into the negative part of your program, you're going to always have negative outcomes. So that's why
Right.
I attribute that mindset from always working on myself, always feeling as if I'm winning, and I brainwash myself to become a winner because I've never met someone who was a winner thinking that I'm gonna be number two this game. I'm gonna come in second place. They always think I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. And even if
Right.
they come in last place, they still won because they learned something that's gonna help them win the next time.
Absolutely. I see how that mindset can really change things. No matter what I did, no matter how I showed up, I won because one, I showed up, I was there, I did my best, and I learned from it. And now next time I can go on to continue to win. So I've always loved that. Every time I talk to you, winning, winning, it
Winning,
never
winning.
fails.
I just
It
used
never
the
fails.
I just used the first universal law, all is mind and mind is all. And I took that to heart because
Okay.
your mind dictates what your outward reality is. Whatever's going on inside of you is a reflection of what's going on outside of you. Everything is fractal. So if my mind isn't right and I'm not feeling right, how dare I request that the universe bless me? How dare I
Right?
expect
The
good things of
nerve.
the nerve of this human? So the guttural language that we use to write our reality, even the non-guttural language, our thoughts that really dictate what happens in our reality matters. Because
Mm,
85% of our thoughts are already negative anyway, because we keep ingesting negativity so much so that we don't even know we're doing it.
right.
So
Absolutely.
now that I have an understanding of that, I implore myself to always speak, think, and act positive to combat all the negativity that's flourishing in our reality right now.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. And I can see how that helps.
Hmm.
And also earlier you mentioned, even if you're not feeling that in your money, and I know that you do life insurance and you help
Hmm.
people to take good care of their money and how to grow their money. You teach people about money.
Hmm.
And I wanted to ask you about that and maybe the spiritual aspect of money, because you're a very spiritual person. I always feel
Mm,
that from you. And
yes.
you're also, very good at teaching people about money.
Hmm.
So I'm just curious, how do you think what is the spiritual side of money?
The spiritual side of money, there's this thing called detritus. I'm not sure if people know what detritus is, but it's called spiritual waste. In the same way, one rotten apple will rot the whole barrel of apple. One rotten thought about money will help you not achieve your reservoir of wealth that's bequeathed to everyone as soon as we're born.
Mm.
There's some of us that come here thinking like, I'm going to be rich one day. I feel as if I'm already rich. I know this is going to be that big thing. Some people don't think like that because unfortunately, some people come here to lose. The same way some people come to win, some people come to lose. So one thing that I do first before you can even usurp your financial divinity, you have to get rid of all the negative people out of your life, all the negative Nancy's. I had to realize that my desire to see the good in people was becoming my undoing. And I can't continue to feed light to
Mm.
someone with the mind of the night. So the first thing I had to do was I worked on my speech. I worked on my lexicons, my vernacular. I stopped cursing because for me, cursing is the language of demons. And demons aren't really real. They're nothing more than a personification of all the human deeds that manifest into this entity that we call demons. So I feel as curse words are ways for demons to force you to invoke their energy in your life. So I changed that up. That was the first thing I did, and my life changed. But the spiritual detritus that comes with money is if you don't give away a portion of your money to mankind by helping people, your money's going to rot. So I'm not saying I'm giving away rotten money, but I'm giving away a little bit of the understanding that some of this money was made through the drug trade, the sex trade, thieving, stealing. Some of the money that I make is a derivative of that. So I like to give away a little bit of my rotten money when I go out. I help pay for it. If I see a young lady in a car, I pay for her gas, or an elderly or seasoned woman in a grocery store, or man, I pay for their food. I give homeless people money because I walk around with abundance. If I got $20, I'm
Mm,
gonna give up 10 because I got more coming. Winning. I got abundance. Yeah.
right.
Tell the universe that I have abundance. But the real way to make money, one thing, like you said earlier, I'm in financial services, help people make money, save money, protect their money. I help people put their money in vehicles that's going to outpace inflation. And I do that by educating them first on the four homes of money and the three ways money grows. So
Okay.
so the three ways money grow. There's only three ways money grow. I don't care how much money you make or how little you make. It only grows in three ways. The first way is fixed. That's your checking account, CD, savings account. You put $100 in your bank account. 10 years from now, how much will you have? $100. It's not going to grow because it's fixed. The,
Right.
sec- the second way money grows is the variable account. That's your crypto, your stock market, your IRAs, your 401ks for the teachers, for 403bs. Your money goes, because it's tied to the stock market, your money goes up and it goes down. It's a parabolic curve. You win some and you lose some. But I always ask people, how much money can you afford to lose each? If
Yeah.
if
Nobody
the
likes to lose money.
Right. If you're smart, you'll say none. But then there's index. Index is a hybrid of the two. You have the protection of the fixed account, but the growth of the variable account. There's 100% guarantees and there's no losses. You'll never lose your money. And a lot of people say, how do I get to the index? You talk to a licensed insurance agent because an indexed account is tax code 7702, insurance-based vehicles. It's the only vehicle in America that you can put money into. It's tied to the S&P 500. It's going to take all the gains of the stock market winning, but you're not going to take any of the losses. There's guarantees and there's principal protection, and you'll never lose a dime. So once I get their mind understanding the three ways money grow, I then break down the four homes of money. The first home to money is your bank account, your checking account, your CDs, savings account. The second home of money is real estate, residential and commercial. The third home of money is the variable account, 401ks, 403bs, IRAs, annuities, and things like that. And the fourth home of money is the tax code 7702, insurance-based programs. So before you put your money in any vehicle, it needs to have four different attributes. It needs to be liquid, it needs to be safe, it needs to have a rate of return, and it needs to have tax benefits. So if I break down the checking account, I say, hey, is your money safe? Yeah, it's safe. Is it, will it grow? No, it'll never grow. There's no rate of return. Is it liquid? Yeah, you can get money out of your bank account whenever you want. Are there tax benefits? No, it's a tax down vehicle. You work your job, they tax your check, and then your money goes into the bank. It's a tax down vehicle. Real estate, is it liquid? No, it's not liquid. You just can't walk into your home and pull money out of it. There's a process. Is
Right.
there a rate of return? It may be. If it's a seller's market, you'll make money, but if it's a buyer's market, you lose money. Are there tax benefits? Yeah, there are tax benefits in real estate. The third home of money is the variable account. Is it liquid? No. Is it safe? It kinda because the market goes up and down. Is there a rate of return? Maybe. If it's a bull market, you'll make money, but if it's a bear market, you're losing money. Are there tax benefits? No. It's a tax later vehicle. They tax you on your harvest. If you're selling watermelons, would you rather get paid taxed on one seed or your whole orchard of watermelons? One seed. Most people would.
Right.
Then you have your tax code 7702, the insurance-based vehicle. It's liquid, it's safe, it's a guaranteed rate of return, and it's tax-free. So those are the four attributes that you need. If I were to ask you, where would you put your money? Where would you put it?
I would like money in all four, please.
Yeah, I would prefer you to say you would put money in the last one, the tax code 7702, because what a lot of people don't realize in insurance-based vehicles is it acts like a bank account too, because
Oh, wow.
you can add money to your account whenever you want, and you can take it out whenever you want.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't
Uh,
know that.
Most black people don't. Most people in general don't
Thanks.
because we're just not aware of it. So when I first got into the insurance business, I was thinking about my community. And everyone I talked to, they didn't know. And I'm a brother. I talk to a lot of black people. I talk to some white people too. And a lot of the white people I talk to, they're already aware of it when I talk to them about it. Yeah, when my grandma passed, my granddaddy passed, they left me $100,000. They had an IUL. I'm like, wow, okay. But our community is new to us. And that's okay. But I'm a snitch and I'm telling everybody about the game.
Hey, gorgeous. Hello, handsome. It's your girl, Melissa Jackson, with the All in Motion podcast team, and this is the Healing Energy segment, here to bring you tips and techniques to live an intentional and phenomenal lifestyle. Happy holidays from all of us. Thank you for your continued support for the last 3 years, and we are so excited to bring you season 4 with some new and old guests, live video episodes, and new merchandise being added to the website. We look forward to sharing this journey with you, our AIM family. Be safe, happy, healthy, and wealthy this holiday season. And remember, if nobody else tells you today, I love you and you are amazing. We appreciate you teaching us about the game.
And
Yeah, we do. I mean, we need to know these things.
it's the only business in America that produces the most millionaires annually. They don't talk about it. I work about 5 hours a week, and I'm making more now than I was when I was working 80 hours every 2 weeks. You
5 hours a week.
Yeah, with a small policy of $100 in 30 minutes, that's $600.
That's pretty good.
Yes, it's a really lucrative business that anyone can do as long as you have wireless, an internet connection, and the will to succeed. In this business, your will to succeed needs to be stronger than your will to fail.
Yeah, that money mindset, huh?
You have to have that money mindset.
And with this business, you can leave that financial legacy for your family, correct?
That's correct. My book of business, I'm bequeathing that to my daughter when I transition, and she'll just pick right back up where I left off. The only thing is she'll have to become a licensed agent, and that's just taking a test. You have to spend 4 years of school. There's no overhead. There's no upkeep. I paid $200 once to join the business. I paid $20 to take the practice test. I paid $70, $75 to get my fingerprints and background check, and I paid about $40 to get my state test. And I haven't paid another dime since. I just rake in the money, and it's a 1099. So all the lovely suits that I wear, all the trips that I take, all the delicious food I eat when I travel first class, when I eat delicious food when I'm over when I wear whenever I do anything, when I buy me a new computer, when I buy my socks and drawers, I write all that off because I'm minimizing my taxable income. Whenever I meet a new
Right.
client, I take them out to eat. I say, get whatever you want. Whatever you want. I pay for it. I save the receipt. I write their name and the date and what we talked about on the back of the receipt. And when it's time for me to go to the tax man, I get all that money back. It's a business expense.
Mm-hmm.
So are you familiar with the cash flow quadrant?
I've heard the cash flow quadrant,
So
but
there's a
please elaborate.
sure. So just imagine almost like a cross. There's a horizontal and a vertical line going right down the middle. The first quadrant on the first sector on the left side, that's the employee. They work a lot. They don't have no time. They always have work anxiety. They're not really making no money. If they don't move their feet, they don't eat. Underneath that, there's a businessman. And what they did, a business person does, all they do is own the business. They work a lot, they don't have much time, they're stressed out. And then you have your investor. Your investor is on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. They have plenty of money. If someone doesn't do the job, they just hire someone else. They have plenty of time on their hand. They can go to Starbucks and get whatever they want. And then there's the passive income earner on the bottom right hand corner. They have plenty of money. They make money in their sleep. They get paid a lot. They're happy. They travel. They do what they want to do because they don't use time to make money. They allow money to allow them to have more time to do what they want to do in life. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. I'm building my team to allow me to make money passively while I'm in my sleep. And that's the
I love
goal.
that. Absolutely. And you're doing that with all those books that you have written as well, right?
That's
You've done
correct.
8 books and you're on your way to 9, and those books are making money for you even when you're sleeping.
That's correct. I read this book called The Richest Man in Babylon about 11 years ago, and it broke down the
Oh.
concept of doing something once and allowing that one time to create babies that's going to pay you indefinitely. So I like to
Mm-hmm.
do things once that's going to yield profits indefinitely. So I look at books as digital real estate. It's something that I did once and it's popped off for me now, but it may pop off for me even greater later on. When I die,
Yeah,
my grandkids, they may benefit off of the works that I've done now because it's here. It's a great way to
absolutely.
put your stamp on your reality, to let the
Mm-hmm.
world know that you were here. Because 100 years from now, they want to know what the consciousness was of a person born in the late 1900s. It's going to be worth something. It's worth something to me now and my family. But whenever you do things for the betterment of mankind, you always get blessed. And I always tell people I get paid way more in blessings than I do in fiat.
And when you transition to audiobooks, that's going to reach even more people.
You're right. I've been told that I have a rich, soothing voice, and I
You
need to stop
do.
being so selfish with my gifts. So,
You are being selfish if you're not letting people hear that voice in audiobooks.
ah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
So, the name of this most recent book that you're writing is
Whispers of wisdom. And you know how you'll see something that says something like, I have a whole bunch. I don't want to give too much away. But when you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. And then after I say that
right.
statement, I'm going to go in on like a page or two on how fighting for your limitations isn't serving you.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say something like, that what you do most is that what you do best. And then I'll go on for a page or two on how the more that you do that which you love, the better you get at it, the more easier it becomes. So I have a lot of short little whispers of wisdom because people don't have time to read a whole book. Sometimes they get like, oh, I'm getting bored or whatever. So if I just give you one whisper of wisdom, that's all you want for that day.
Gotcha. That's beautiful. Yeah. So it's almost like a daily passage or like a daily reminder.
Yeah, it's like affirmations with a tell-all behind it.
I
Yeah.
love that.
hmm
So if people wanted to hear more, your books are on Amazon, correct?
That's correct. My books are on Amazon. My best-selling books are on Barnes and Noble and
Okay.
Books.
Amazon, Barnes and Noble.
But I
Okay.
prefer you go to Amazon. I get my
Okay.
check quicker that way. So
Absolutely.
my books are The Enlightened Thoughts, the book of metaphysical spiritual poems that's guaranteed to titillate your frontal lobe. My second book was called Poverty Consciousness. I grew up in the hood. A lot of people that I grew up with embraced poverty consciousness, and they were on that human wall of suffering that I talk about so much. And my third book was called Wealth Consciousness. I wanted to follow up poverty consciousness with something that was give people, what do they call it? Call to actions, so they can do things
Mm,
to help them usurp their financial divinity. I have rituals in there. I have mantras in there that's going to bring wealth to you. I talk about the Asnisa Vajaydarani. Once you memorize that mantra, if you do choose to reincarnate back again in earth, you're not going to reincarnate into a poor family. You're going to incarnate into a rich family because you have this rich
mm,
reservoir of richness imparted and excuse me, tattooed on your heart.
right.
It's a long prayer. It took me like 6 months to learn. It takes about 3 minutes to say it. But once you
Okay. Well, I'm
memorize
I'm
it,
gonna get learn that one today.
yeah, it's on my YouTube page, The Enlightened Journey. It's called Learning the Asnisa Vajaydarani. And I say it real slow and I have the words behind it. And it has some soothing binaural beats and other tones in the background to help you
I
memorize
love
it
that.
more.
Okay, so we're gonna learn that one.
Yeah, The Asnisa Vajaydarani. And
So
my
you were saying the fifth book.
fifth book was called Dissolving Your Limitations. My sixth book was called Consciousness Equals Choice. My seventh book was called Seas of Time Volume 1 and Seas of Time Volume 2. And my eighth book was called Divination. And I'm not a religious dude. I'm not a religious man, but I pull from all pantheons. If I can see something in the pantheon or any religious organization that's going to help you win, I'll take that and I'll put this into my book Divination. Because we know about numerology, palmistry, cardology, astrology, tarot. We know about those. But there's thousands of other divinations that we're unaware of that may resonate with you because you've been doing them for thousands of years and don't even remember doing them. But when you hear
Yeah,
about it, it's going to unlock something in your cellular memory that's going to resonate with you. And you can apply it in your life to help you win.
definitely. I read that one and I was amazed
Mm,
by all of the different ways that you could connect to source, basically. I was like,
yes.
wow, some of them I was just doing, like you said, and didn't even realize that I was doing them automatically. Numerology was one of them, meditation, that sort of stuff. But then so many other options out there. I was like, wow, this is great. I could throw
Yeah.
up a deck of cards and then
Yeah.
the universe will unfold to me. It was very interesting. I did enjoy it.
Thank you.
So I definitely highly recommend your books and your YouTube channel. I've definitely gotten
Mm.
a lot out of your YouTube channel. Is there any other way that people could connect to you? Is there I
Yeah,
don't know,
I'm
a
old school.
website or
I'm old school. I'm going to give you my number.
pick
My
up the
dir-
phone and call you.
yeah,
I
pick
love
up the
it.
phone and call me. My direct number is 513-908-8976. And if you could, just text me first. Just text me first. Say, hey, I heard you on Melissa's show, and I'm really interested in working with you. And if you
I
don't have
love
any
it.
life insurance, I can help you out with life insurance. If you need help writing a book, I can give you all the tools for free that I've done to help write my book. If you want a consultation, because a lot of us have babies and they're not covered, it's best to ensure your child's insurability while they're young because we don't know what will happen in their life. They come down with cancer, anything, they may not be able to be insured again. So after 14 days old, they have a birth certificate and a social security card. We can get them in a policy for like $10 a month for $50,000.
Mm.
And that's until they're 120 years old. So as inflation
Wow.
increases, when they're in their 30s, everyone's paying $1,000 a month for life insurance. They'll be locked in at that $10 rate for the rest of their life.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Okay.
See, the thing about
Well,
life
that's
insurance,
amazing. I'm sure people will be hitting you up for that one.
there's one last thing I want to talk about life insurance. It's the three
Okay.
attributes that our life insurance policies have. They have a
Okay.
death benefit, of course, but we also have living benefits and a cash value. Now, living benefits is a rider or an addition added on to your insurance policy. So if you come down with any critical heart attack, stroke, cancer, or critical injury through like a car wreck or something like that, you can't walk or something for 6 months, they'll give you anywhere between 75% up to 90% of your death benefit while you're living. While you're
Oh,
living.
wow.
Because what happens before you die? A lot of people get sick first. So if you have $1 million
Right.
life insurance policy, you go to the hospital, they say, yeah, you have cancer, you have this. You contact your insurance agent immediately and let them know you want to tap into your living benefits, and they'll give you $750,000 tax-free check within 2 weeks. Within
Wow.
2 weeks, yeah. And then you have a cash value too. So let's say you're a small life insurance policy, $100,000. Probably talk our age, $100 a month. About 36 of that will go to the death benefit, but the other $64 goes into a cash value that's tied to the S&P 500. Investing's big right now. I went to school to be a day trader. I know what I'm doing, but a lot of people don't know how to invest in the stock market. Why not allow the insurance professionals to do it for you on your behalf? That's what cash value is. Every
Right.
dollar that you put into your cash value is tied to the S&P 500. And as the S&P 500 grows, your money grows. When the S&P 500 drops and crashes, your money consolidates. It stays stagnant. You don't lose anything because in these tax vehicles, there's principal protection. So instead of people putting money in their 401ks, where you take 100% of the growth and 100% of the risk, put it into your insurance policy because it's tax free. A lot of people don't understand with their 401k. That's just a tax code for your job. If they say, yeah, we'll match you, you know why they match you? Because it minimizes their taxable income for the year. So if you put down 10,000 in your 401k that year, they match you 10,000. They get to save $20,000 on their taxes. That's why they're matching you. It has nothing to do with you. It's to benefit them. And when your money, you work 30 years and you retire, you have $100,000 in there. The government's going to take 30% of that off top before you get anything. Let's say you're about to retire and the stock market tanks 50%. You're left with $50,000 now. And if the market goes up 100%, you're not at $100,000 anymore. You're at $75,000. So the way the market is dealt in percentages. So if you lose 50% of your money, you're at 50%. If you gain 50% of that money back, that's only $25,000. You lost 50%, you lose 50%. But if you only gain 50%, after losing it, you only get 25% back. So you'll never gain it back. So we need to put our money in vehicles that's going to outpace inflation, not put our money in our vehicles that's going to be taxed. So if you want to be rich one day and you want your children to be millionaires, the best thing you can do is get a life insurance policy to guarantee that when you die, which you will because no one's immortal, we're going to die. We're going to transition. We're going to unlive ourselves. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why not go
One
and
day.
one day? Why not put your money in a vehicle that's going to guarantee your children and your loved ones are going to be taken care of? We have to stop being so programmed into thinking that it's going to be okay, that someone's going to come and save us. No one's going to save us. We're going to save ourselves. Because now when
Right.
I'm driving down the street on the expressway, I'm not worried about getting into a wreck because I know if I do, my wife's going to be a millionaire. And by me not worrying about getting into a wreck minimizes the opportunity for me to create a reality where I will be into a wreck. Lastly, annuities. A lot of baby boomers are retiring and they have all these 401ks, 403bs with hundreds of thousands of dollars in there. I like to save them money on their taxes because if you withdraw their money out of your 401k again, they're going to penalize you if you're not 59 and a half or if you're not retired, and they're going to take 30% of it. But if you roll that money over to an annuity, you won't be penalized and you'll save that 30% on your taxes. You won't be taxed on it. Now, once your money grows into the annuity, after you're 59 and a half, the annuity will start paying you monthly or yearly allotment, and you will be taxed on that. But would you rather be taxed on $10,000 a month or taxed on $100,000? So what I do is I teach people the money game. If you're willing to learn, I'm willing to teach it. If you're
That's
willing to join
awesome.
my team and become wealthy one day, I'll help you with that too. It doesn't matter where you are. I have agents all across the country.
Oh, that's cool. Anybody anywhere could come and work with you and possibly be a millionaire one day. That is so
And
cool.
that is true. Yeah. They'll work with me, and once they get licensed, I usually NCL them to a PHP office. That's the name of my company, People Helping People. PHP office that's near to them because I want them to have the same thing that I had when I learned the business. I was able to
Mhm.
go into the office and train with other like-minded people, other people with wealth consciousness, and build my own team. You can do it virtually. I mean, if you want to stay, I'm not going to force you away. But I would rather you grow organically the same way that I done. I'm just being the catalyst to your success.
Now, how long have you been doing this?
2 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still pretty new. But there's
Wow.
people who working here 5 years, making about 30 to 40 to 50 grand a month,
Okay.
working
That's
5 hours
great.
a week.
5 hours
Yeah.
a week. That's the exciting part.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone can do it. You can do it. We'll
Yeah,
talk.
the
We'll
freedom
talk.
of time, right?
Exactly. I work from home. I work whenever I'm on travel. I have my laptop with me. I can write business anywhere. I'm licensed in 9 states right now. I'm looking to be licensed in all 50 soon.
So, is there anything else that you would like for our listeners to know before we end our conversation?
I really want people to start to embrace more joy in their lives. You
Absolutely.
know, there's been it's an epidemic of suffering going on, and people are willingly placing themselves on this human wall of suffering, so much so that they are complacent in their suffering. They're getting used to it. But I want to let everyone know that we came here to win. We didn't come here to suffer. We don't know what it took for us to get here. All we know, yeah, we were born, but we don't know the other side of it. How long it took for us to even get here. Why not maximize this opportunity? Why not live out your dreams? Why not embrace your dreams of grandeur? If there isn't a current millionaire in your family, why not you? Maybe your family's waiting on you. Maybe you're the ambassador of your family. Maybe your will to succeed is stronger than someone else's will to succeed. But we have to stop allowing ourselves to try to see the good in people. That's going to become our undoing. You have to just be good yourself. You have to be good yourself because the universe and your outward reality always corresponds to what's going on within you. If you're not right inside, if you're not right, if you're not feeling right inside, you don't feel like you have wealth consciousness, you're not going to attract wealth consciousness. Money is attracted, not made. Money
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
attracted, not made.
So true. Well, that is a great way to end this conversation. Money is attracted and not made. It's so true. If we just get our energy right, get our money mindset right, then we can attract all the money that we desire. And that's a beautiful thing that the world is set up that way. I appreciate you coming to speak with me once again, and I know that we'll be having another conversation like this again, hopefully sooner than later.
Oh,
And
yeah.
just thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy and your knowledge. We always appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you appreciating it and winning.
Winning. Thank you for joining me and the All in Motion podcast team for episode number 74, The Path to Winning, featuring Christopher Huffman. Please like and share if you have enjoyed this episode. Visit our website, allinmotionpodcast.com, to subscribe and listen to our other episodes. Remember to follow us on Instagram and your favorite podcast platform. And remember, if nobody else tells you today, I love you and you are amazing.